Welcome back to the channel. Man, guys, we got some exciting stuff happening in the HD segment. So Ford, as you know, just announced that they were redesigning their Ford Super Duty. I will do a video on that. Stay tuned. I'm still getting my thoughts together. There's a lot of stuff I'm not understanding. So before I do a video, I just want to do a little more research and bring you guys a good video. But apart from that, I did do a video on the new GM refresh. Check that out. But we're going to talk today about the 2023 Ram Rebel. Really excited about this. The HD segment for off-roading seems to be really popular. Power Wagon was the first one in the market. That truck's been around for years, decades really. And it's really opened the door for people who do want to use their truck for not just towing, but going off-road as well. And the Rebel's supposed to fill a void in the Ram lineup here because the Power Wagon is a purpose-built truck. And with that being said, this is the perfect time for Ram to really stay ahead of the marketplace. In the past, Ram did not have a truck that could compete with the Tremor because, as I mentioned, Power Wagon only had a towing capacity of 10,000 pounds. They reduced the gross fuel weight rating. Therefore, the truck was lighter than its counterparts, but the problem was you couldn't tow as much. So this Rebel is going to fill that void, and it should compete well. We'll see. Let's get into the video. And if you're an original subscriber to my channel, as you guys know, I live in my RV. I did not buy a house, in case you're wondering. This is actually an Airbnb. Absolutely beautiful. We're out here in Utah. My parents were coming into town to visit me and my wife and my kids. And so they actually got this. And now I want a house now. So here's what Car and Driver had to say about the new Rebel HD. Ram can't get enough of off-roaders in its lineup of trucks, so it's adding yet another terrain-stomping model in the form of a heavy-duty version of the popular Rebel trim. Set to go on sale by the end of the year at a starting price of $68,940, the 2023 Ram 2500 Rebel will sit alongside the 2500 Power Wagon, with which it shares similar road-hogging dimensions. Now, they did not widen this truck. Just so you guys know, the Power Wagon's not widened either. I know that the TRX has a wider stance compared to like the Rebel and the other Ram trucks, but just want to make that clear real quickly. But of course, pavement is only one place one can expect to see the Ram 2500 Rebel. This massive hunk of steel comes with plenty of off-roading gear straight from the factory, including a limited slip rear differential with an electronic locker, 20-inch wheels on 33-inch off-road tires, and a set of protective skid plates. Now, as you know, those skid plates are probably the same ones they've been using to protect the fuel tank and the transfer case, and also to protect your ego in the case you mess up your truck going off-road. Now, here's the good news. If you do find yourself in a tricky spot, there's an available 12,000-pound winch that mounts on the truck's front bumper. Now, here's some not so great news. The standard engine is a 410 horsepower 6.4 liter V8, but unlike the Power Wagon, the 2500 Rebel can also be ordered with a 6.7 Cummins. The diesel engine makes 370 horsepower, 850 pound-feet of torque. It's far more than that of the gasoline V8, which is rated for just 429 pound-feet. And don't expect Ram to raise the GVWR for this truck so you can actually have a decent payload with the diesel. Obviously, heavy-duty trucks are best used for towing, and the Rebel 2500 certainly can tug a lot. The maximum towing capacity is 16,870 pounds, and the truck's payload is rated for about 3,140 pounds. The interior can be outfitted with a bench or bucket seats up front, but 3 across seating locks you out of the fanciest leather upholstery that is only available on the bucket seats. An optional 12-inch digital gauge display can be reconfigured to show a dizzying number of menus, all of which are intended to give the driver a customized view of whatever information is most pertinent to the task at hand. Look for the 2500 Rebel to hit dealer lots where it will fit right in among Ram's other off-road models, including the 2500 Power Wagon, the 1500 TRX, and the 1500 Rebel in the fourth quarter of 2022. So it's not a lot of information on the Rebel with Car and Driver so far, but all things considered, good information. Limited slip rear, electronic locking, and 33-inch tires, off-road tires at that. I think they're going to be working on an 18-inch wheel too, so hopefully, they do provide a 35-inch tire option. That would be amazing if they did that. Now, 20-inch wheel, I know how Ram is. It is a new design wheel. So hopefully they were smart enough to make it 20 by 8.5, because 20 by 8 is not wide enough for trucks. If you want to go 35 by 12.5, obviously you can get them to fit on an 8 wide wheel. It's not recommended. And obviously it could change the characteristics of how your truck handles. And if you're towing, that may not be a good thing. Which is why I still went with a 295/65/20 on my Ram, because it's a 20 by 8-inch wheel. But what else? The digital cluster is optional, which I think a lot of people will probably like that, especially there have been some claims that there's issues with the UConnect 5. And so I don't blame people for potentially skipping that option if they don't have to get that. I didn't like the aspect of having to go to bucket seats to get leather. You can get leather on the Laramie 6-passenger, but on this truck you can't. I don't know about that one. I think that they should have just given you option for leather seats for 6-passenger too. And one thing I did not see in the press release is the 3500s having this Rebel option. So we'll have to wait and see if they add that. But for now, the last thing I'll say is I love the fact that they're giving it a winch. It's probably gonna be the same one that comes on the Power Wagons, 12,000 pound capacity. I don't believe it'll probably come on the Cummins option trucks only, or will be available for the Cummins option trucks, I should say, only because where they put the winch at, that's pretty much where the air feeds through to go to the intercooler. So that possibly could make that not available for the Cummins. So apart from that, I like everything that I see. I want to sit down because I'm about to give my thoughts on this thing. I love the fact that Ram optioned the new HDs with the Rebel trim package. Absolutely amazing. And I will reserve my feelings until I look at one and then build one online. But I don't see the fact that you can get it on the 3500. That was very, very silly. Hopefully they changed that. Another thing is, I was hoping they would allow this to be available for the long bed. Now, obviously, most people buying long beds don't ever intend to go off-road. It's too long of a truck, but it's still a good option to have because half the time it's just for looks anyways. No one's really taking a truck off-road like this. I mean, most people who have Power Wagons, they might, but even then, like, they're probably just going overlanding, more or less. So I really was hoping that they would offer it on the long beds because Ford doesn't offer the Tremor on long beds. That way they can maybe add a little bit of market share too, because some guys would like to have the rear limited slip, the locker in the rear, and have the off-road tires from the factory. And obviously, hopefully those tires would have the capacity to, handle the payload if it was a 3500. But nevertheless, I guess the 2500 is fine, but I wish they would raise the payload capacity, which they would have to raise the gross vehicle weight rating as an option. Not saying they have to do that for all of them, but hey, if you're ordering a truck and you want a 2500 and you still want the Rebel package because you can't get into the 3500, wouldn't it be nice to still be able to, maybe get like a 11.5 GVWR till you can at least tow a small fifth wheel? I think that Ram should definitely consider that for the next redesign. The other issue I have with this, 2023 model year Ram is Ford just redesigned their HD, which they call the Super Duty, and then GM just refreshed theirs. GM added a 10-speed transmission behind their 6.6 liter gas, which is all they needed to do. And Ford just added yet another gas engine, the 6.8 liter, and they still have the 7.3, which they've updated to be even better. So Ram is going to have their hands full. Nothing wrong with that 6.4 Hemi. It's a great engine. That transmission behind it, really good. I mean, I would like to have seen them even say that they're going to take MDS off of it, but I think Ford did better with the Tremor. I think having it on the 350, 250, and then obviously having it on any trim level you want, from Platinum all the way down to XLT, really good idea. And I wish they would have just added a long bed option for this. It's just really, in my opinion, it's just for the aesthetics of a truck to have the off-road tires from the factory. For some people, buying $2,000 worth of tires for a brand new truck is a lot. So having it already done up for you is how some people want it. But that's just my pet peeve. I mean, hey, who am I? I just bought the Ram 3500 because I tow a fifth wheel, and I would have liked to see more from this Rebel, but it's really cool that they offer it. You know how Ram does their level packages. You will be able to have a lot of features available, as you saw that 12-inch cluster that's going to be all digitized, which is going to be really cool, but at the same time, it's going to be really expensive. So we'll see how everything shakes out. You did see the mirrors. The mirrors look a little bit better. I watched TFL earlier today, and they got closer to them, and they don't look terrible, but I just wish they would have done more. But again, I'm gonna, this is my last time, maybe my second last time, doing a video bad mouthing Ram a little bit. I may be bad mouthing them just a little bit. I'm just being honest here. It's not even bad mouthing. It's just, I expect more from a great company. That's all. So I hope this video was helpful. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, and I will hopefully do some more updates on the Ram 2023 as they come out and as I see them. See you guys soon.